As of 2020, about 25 states in Nigeria have passed the pension for life laws for governors and deputy governors. Depending on the states, those laws granted ex-governors and their deputies the following benefits, among others: 100% annual basic salaries of the incumbent, 10% of annual salary for entertainment, 1 to 6 vehicles every 3 to 4 years, build a fully furnished house in Abuja or any location in the state, free medical treatment for governors, deputies, their families, home and abroad, personal and domestic aids, police and DSS officials, and paid vacations. The total cost to the nation of this pension for life bill is estimated to be around the 100 billion mark since inception. If we mark up for inflation and devaluation, that amount will likely hit the 200 billion mark before the end of this administration. Ironically, 14 of these ex-governors are currently serving senators, while another 7 are ministers in the current administration, including the president, presumably still collecting their pension largesse. To make matters worse, many of these states are also owing several months of pension for retired civil servants. It's got to be a new level of insanity and insensitivity to be owing workers pension while paying and guaranteeing the payment of pensions for life for ex-governors.
So what would you say your stance then is when it comes to the pension laws? Are you for or against? How do you feel state governments should go about it? Do you think the Zamfara example is a model that other states should follow? Do you think ex-governors should be paying their pensions back?
Completely. If you finish, you just go home. And since I left office till today, nobody has paid me 1 naira. I've not received 1 naira.
Is it that you have not made the request?
No, I said I've not received 1 naira, either directly or indirectly. Nobody has supported me in any way or anything, because they said that's why I'm looking very good. I'm only looking very good because for me, I had a temporary office which I served and moved on with my life, and to God be the glory. Remember, you have somebody who has worked for 35 years, going home on 50,000 a month. And somebody, I don't want to say came from nowhere, like me, put in 4 years, and it's taking 500 million a year. So this woman in 1 year will earn 600,000, and I will earn 500 million. It's not even taking 1% of that. That is my own worry. So it's not how much you pay a retired university professor a month, maybe about 200, 300,000. How much do you pay this for you to be a professor in a university? You must have spent 15 years, 20 years to become. So you can go on and on. How much do you pay other people who have worked so hard?
I hope Nigerians are seeing the difference. When we talk about Peter Obi, we are seeing the difference. All of us are seeing it. This man had the opportunity to make such laws. This man is the only governor that has said openly, repeatedly, that no land was allocated to him as a governor. This man also rejected land allocation in Abuja. He had the opportunity to make such laws, to allocate state land to himself, but we all know that he rejected all those things. That is the difference. And that is the reason why we are pushing for this man to become our president. We can see the difference. It is very clear. And we can also see the other side. You can see the way they think. It is a terrible, terrible way to think. Honestly, it is. In every ramification, this man always distinguishes himself. You notice that in every way, in every form, this man always separates himself from the rest of Nigerian politicians. Just imagine, so many of them are in National Assembly, many of them, some are ministers, including Tinubu, who is sitting in Aso Rock as president. He's collecting according to this report. So this is the issue we are dealing with in Nigeria. How many of them? You can imagine how much these guys are going home with in a poor country like Nigeria, while they leave poor people without food. But you can imagine collecting pension, large sum of money from the state as pension, and also collecting from the federal government. So, and that is the difference. And then when you look at these things, there are two things I will take out from here. Number one, if you look at even the discrepancies between what they pay themselves and what they pay a civil servant or civil servants. A civil servant will spend 35 years, some of them that started early, maybe up to 40 years of their lives. Some of them don't know any other thing. They started as civil servants when they were in their 20s, and now they are 60 something, they are old. And then you are paying them peanuts. And you that you just came, did governorship for 4 years, 8 years, and what you are collecting alone, what you alone you are collecting, sometimes is even much more than what the entire state budget for pension is. I mean, what kind of country is this? What kind of nation is this? What kind of conscience do these guys have? Sometimes you begin to ask yourself, do they really even have conscience? So the number one thing I'm looking at is, according like what Peter said, as in Obi said, when you look at the discrepancies between what they are collecting and what they are paying the civil servants, it is outrageous. Even if it's okay, they served, they worked, okay. But look at, why don't they subject themselves to the normal civil service pension scheme? No, but they will not subject themselves to that one. They will create a different one for themselves. So that is number one. The number two, when you also look at what they are paying themselves, then you look at, they are even owing these poor civil servants that have retired. This is the worst part. Reports upon reports have it how these civil servants, some of them have died because they didn't have money, because they were being owed their pension. So you may be thinking that even as the pension or the pension of the civil servants are peanut compared to the governor's own, that they will even have mercy on them to be paying them those peanuts. But they don't. You see them protesting every year about their unpaid pension. So not only are they paying them peanuts, but they are also owing them. But they pay themselves heavily, much more than what they are paying the retired civil servants. You can imagine the heart of these guys who are in a leadership position of Nigeria. And that is why the only way is for us to fight and remove these people. And one of the ways is, come 2027, Peter Obi is a man that we have to stand by and ensure that he takes over the mantle of leadership of Nigeria. He has distinguished himself. He has shown that he's different. And my joy is that these things did not even happen because he was contesting election. That is his lifestyle. And that is why I need to encourage us. Let us stand by him. Let us support him. Come 2027, remember, a new Nigeria is possible. And Peter Obi is coming. God bless you.